had a dream very early in the morning on July 21st. I was out behind my house. It wasn't really my house, but you know how dreams are. I knew it was my house, even though it didn't necessarily look like my house. I was out behind, and we had a yard that had a tall fence all the way around it, and the gate was open in front of me. And I looked over to the right, and there was someone I know who's a real person in my life that I have a relationship with, and they were inside the fence. They were inside the gate, and they were somebody that I had concern about. I didn't want them influencing my family or influencing my kids, and so I had concern about the fact that they were inside the fence. They were inside the gate, and so I'm kind of troubled by that. And then I look over at the open gate, and I think to myself, I should probably close the gate. And whenever I look over, I saw that there was a huge bear, just a fierce, ferocious bear that was right outside the gate. And I'm thinking, I've got to either get my gun, I've got to get a gun from inside, or I've got to close the gate. But the bear was so close, it was like this imminent bear. I knew that I wasn't sure if I had time to get the gun or reach the gate before that it got in. And so I was for a second almost paralyzed. What am I going to do? And so I start to act. I think I was going to reach for the gun. And then I look at the gate again, and this time there was a wildcat, like some kind of a powerful wildcat, like a mountain lion or some kind of a cougar or something like that. And it was also prowling just kind of low, and it was making its way for the gate, and it was about to break into the gate as well. And I'm thinking, this bear and this wildcat are about to come in. They're going to ravage, they're just going to come in violently. And so I'm thinking, I've got to either shut the gate or get the gun. All this is happening in just a split second. Now, to me, in the dream, the person who is inside the gate there are sometimes things, they happen, inside the fence. They happen inside the gate. These are things like maybe there's a sickness that hits your family. Maybe there's a person who's in your life that you really do have concern about, you really do think isn't safe. These are, maybe there's something going on, there's someone in the family who's causing harm. These are things that are inside the gate already. And then I think the bear, to me, bears often speak of finances, specifically, negative economic consequence. A bear market is whenever the stock market falls. Often a lot of people lose a lot of money during a bear market, although it is possible to thrive in a bear market. And a bear market, to me, speaks of this is a fear of financial trouble, financial disaster, economic catastrophe. And then this wildcat, to me, a wildcat is this unpredictable, unforeseen circumstance. It's like a terrorist attack. It's like World War breaking out. It's something that's not directly inside the gate, but it's something that's outside the gate that could have a dramatic, powerful, negative effect on you, and it's unpredictable. And so all at once, I've got this thing inside the gate, this, something that's bothering me that's very close to home, and then I've got this thing that I think spoke of fear of economic catastrophe, and then fear of the unknown, this unpredictable something. And I'm just about to make a move. I think I'm going to go grab the gun because it's just right inside the door. But I look up again at the gate, and this time there is the most fearful, most massive lion that is at the gate. And it is just ginormous, it's fierce, and every time it moves, the muscles are just rippling under the skin. It's like a tank that's just prowling towards the gate, and it's about to bust into the gate. And just reflexively, I'm thinking, do I get the gun? Do I go for the gate? And I start to take a step forward to go and shut the gate, but from the time that I thought till the time my leg began to move, the lion was already right in my face. I was terrified. All these fears are going around. I'm terrified. My heart's pounding. The lion comes and he gets right in my face. And whenever I looked in its eyes, I saw that it was the Lord. It was the Lion of the tribe of Judah. And so I'm looking in his eyes, and it wasn't that I thought, oh, well, this isn't a fearful thing at all. I was actually like, no, this is the most dreaded, fearful, terrifying, powerful, mighty king of the jungle right in front of my face. This is the Lion of Judah, and he's ferocious and he's fierce. And I looked him in the eyes and I pressed into him. I literally just took my head and I just pressed into him. And all at once I realized that all of the fears that were going on around me, whether it was the bear, that lion could have ripped that bear into shreds. Whether it was the wildcat, if the lion would have looked at this little wildcat, it would have fled in terror. Whether it was the person next to me, there was no chance that this person could have harmed me or anyone in my family because this powerful, mighty lion was with me. And so I pressed into him, and I even realized that at that time, more importantly than closing the gate. Now, closing the gate is, it's wise to regularly say, are there any open doors in my life? Are there anywhere that the enemy has access? Is there anywhere that this bear or this wildcat could get in? That's wisdom, and we must do that. But in that moment, the urgent need of the hour was to press into the lion even more than saying, I've got to shut this gate. And in that moment, even more than grabbing the gun, and now a gun to me speaks of authority, it speaks of victorious personal spiritual warfare. And so even more so than I've got to grow in authority, I've got to grow in warfare, I've got to get authority over this thing so that I can stand and fight this battle more than taking up my gun, taking up my authority and fighting the battle. More important than that was to press in to the Lion of Judah that was there with me, that was staring me in the face. What I want to say is that in these times, the most important, I would say the primary priority for your life is you've got to be close to the Lord. These are times to draw near to Him. These are times to press into Him. These are times that I would say the guiding standard for your life should be the first and greatest commandment. You shall love the Lord your God with all of your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And the second greatest commandment, to love your neighbor as yourselves. Right now, I would say that the focus of your life should be orienting everything to where you are in passionate pursuit of Jesus, you're in passionate pursuit of God, you're aligning yourself with Him, you're drawing near to Him, because He is a lion that is more ferocious than all the other enemies that surround us. He's a lion that is more powerful than all the powers and all the princes and everything that could possibly bring catastrophe on your life. Under the shadow of the Most High, in the fortress of the Most High God, the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run into it and are safe. This is a time to press into God, to draw near to Him, because there is a place of safety. To be in the will of God right now, to be near to Him, is the place of safety for your life. It is the place of protection for your life.